So we're looking today at comparing rational numbers from Coach Lesson 3. And the first question says, which sentence is true? -5 is greater than -4. So here's -5, here's -4. This is false. B says -3 is equal to 3. -3 is here. +3 is here. There's no way that having a debt of $3 is equal to the same amount as having $3 in your pocket. So this is completely and totally false. All right. C says -2, which is here, is less than -5. This is also false. -2 is to the right of -5. This is bigger, so this is also false. D, -4 here is greater than -5, which is here. This is true. So the correct answer for that question is D. Let's look at number 5. Which symbol makes this sentence true? Square root of 10, and we're comparing it to 3 and 3/4. Now I know in my head that 3 and 3/4 is 3.75, 3 and 75 hundredths. So that for me is easy. If you don't know that, you are welcome to use your calculator. You will need to use your calculator for the next part that says the square root of 10. So I push in on my TI-30X2S, the second function button, and the x squared button, and that gives me the radical sign. Put in 10 and enter, and that gives me 3.16 and some other numbers. At that point, I don't need anything else because I can see 3 and 3 are the same. 1 and 7, well, 7 is worth more than 1, so I know that 3 and 3/4 has a greater value than the square root of 10. So the symbol I'm looking for is less than, which is B there. Question 6 says the high temperature in Siberia was -18 degrees Fahrenheit on Monday. Tuesday's high temperature was -14 degrees Fahrenheit. Wednesday's high temperature was colder than either of those days. Which was the high temperature Wednesday in Siberia? Which of these is colder than -18 and -14? -21 is, that's colder. -18 is the same. -12 is warmer, and 20 is warmer. Positive is going to be larger than any negative. So the correct answer choice there is A. Let's look at number 2. Which sentence is true? 3/8 is greater than 4/10. When I change 3/8 to a decimal, that gives me 375 thousandths. Compared to 4/10 here, this is not true. This is false. Okay, 375 is not going to be bigger than 4 because this first number here, 3, is smaller than that first number there, 4. 5/16 is 0.3125. We're comparing it to 1/3. This is 3 repeating, and that goes on and on and on. Now the first number, 3 and 3 is the same, but look at the next one. 1 is smaller than this 3, so look, this is true. It's saying that this is less than 1/3. This is true. 5/6 is equal to 9/10. If you look here, check your cross products. 5 times 10 is 50. 9 times 6 is 54. Cross products are equal, so therefore it's not equal there. So for D part, I want to show you this last one. It says 2/9, and 2/9 is 0.2 repeating. It goes on and on. And here we're comparing it to 2/10. Now, the first number is the same, So far they're equal, but when you look here at the second number, we've got a 2 here, nothing here. That means there's a 0 there. That means that this number over here, 2/9, has more value than this one over here. So this one is false. This one is not less than. It's actually larger than. So looking at question 3, 4 friends are paying the same amount of money for a trip. Maria has paid 11/20 of her share, and Angela has paid 1/2. Tamika has paid 525 thousandths. Randy has paid 51/100ths. Who has paid the most? So I take all of these, and for me it was easy to go to percents. So I made 11 over 20 into 55%. Is how much Maria has paid. And actually I could write that beside her name there. And then Angela has paid half, so I know she's paid for 50%. Well, I can see right here, comparing those two, that Maria has paid more than Angela, so Maria looks better than Angela right here. Tamika has paid 52.5%. So I can see, again, comparing Maria with Tamika, 52 is less than 55, so Maria is still looking better. And then D, Randy, she's paid 51%. And when I compare 51% to 55%, correct answer choice there would be A, Maria. Question 4, which fraction is greater than 2/3 but less than 7/10? Okay, so I know that this is 0.6 repeating, and you can write that as 0.6 with lots of 6's that follow, but less than 7/10, and that is 0.7. So looking for something in between there. I know 3/5 is 0.6, and it has zeros that follows it. And comparing 6 and 6, they're the same, but 0 and 6, the second number, this 0 smaller than that 6, so it's not bigger than 2/3. 5/8 is 0.625. 6 and 6 here are the same, but the 2 is smaller than the 6 over here, so this is not bigger than 2/3. 13/20, I know I can do this one in my head, so I'm going to go there next. 0.65. 6/5, smaller than 0.6666666, repeating, so that one's not big enough. So looking at this last one, 11 divided by 16. Is 0.6875, and the 8 is bigger than the 6 there, so correct choice there is C, and it is also still smaller than 0.7. So then next, let's look at question 7 that says, which symbol makes this sentence true? We've got 3 and 14/100ths and the cube root of 20. So to find the cube root of 20, that's something you're going to have a calculator for. So on your TI-30X2S, put in the 3 first, then the second function button, and the little, it looks like this button. It's called a caret, C-A-R-A-T, caret, not as in the little orange root vegetable. Okay, so you've got 3, this, and then the radical showing on your display on your calculator, and put in the 20, and then hit enter. And that should give you 2.714 la 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 la. Okay, lots of numbers that follow. Now, looking at comparing this to this, well, the whole number here is larger than the whole number here, so I'm going to say the 3 and 14/100ths is larger than the cube root of 20. So I would choose A as my answer choice there. Question 8 says, which decimal and fraction are equivalent? Now on this question, it wants equivalent, exactly. So when you divide 5 by 16, I think we had that question, seems like we've done that. Yeah, it's up here, right there. All right, so this is 3,125 10,000ths. Comparing that to that, if you rounded it, yes, I could see why that would be a really tempting answer, but it doesn't want it to be rounded. It wants which ones are exactly equivalent. So this is not it. Let's keep looking for something that's going to be exactly equivalent. On this one, when I change that to a decimal, I get 44 hundredths. It's close, but it's not exactly equivalent. And then 17 divided by 32 is 53125. So that would be 53,125. Is that 100,000? Yes, it is. So 53,125 100,000ths compared to this. Very close, very, very close if I rounded to the thousandths. However, I'm looking for equivalent. So looking at 17/20ths, that gives me exactly 85 hundredths, which is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for exactly 85 hundredths. The best answer choice for this question was D. That's all we have for comparing rational numbers from Coach Lesson 3. Thanks for listening.